Hello, my Scorpio collective. This is your Taurus solar eclipse reading, and I'm very excited. Thank you so much for joining me here. Now, the energy of this solar eclipse in the readings has been coming through incredibly. So it's very, I think it's fantastic energy that's been coming through. Now, as I was preparing these readings, what ended up coming through was like this weird, but kind of neat energy for you. Now, as I was walking, so I started to prepare for this reading, just meditating on it, and this book fell off of my shelf. I've read this years ago, like the highlights on it are so faded, but this particular book I read years ago, and I'll put the link in the description below if it's still in print. I don't even know. I would imagine it is, but so two thoughts jumped out at me, and I'm sharing these because they really like it pulled at my energy in a way that was like must share. Like this is for you, Scorpio, because I was meditating on your energy. So the chapter, this is the title of the chapter, but at the same time, I feel like this is sort of a sentence of guidance from spirit. So relax and let your success mechanism work for you. So relax and let your success mechanism work for you. And then this particular quote was really important. This was the loud one. Do your worrying before you place your bet, not after the wheel starts turning. So it's almost like this call to free up energy. So Scorpio, that was for you, specific to you, because like I said, as I was meditating on the energy, that book fell off of the shelf. And like my shelf is like, it's not rickety, like it's pretty secure, and I have the books pretty tightly in there. So that message was certainly for you. Anyways, let's dive in, Scorpio. These readings have been wonderful, so I'm so excited to see what the cards and what what spirit has to say for you, which I am already apparently moving at 400 miles an hour. So let's do this. So I would like to invite the angels, my guardian angels, my spirit guides, protectors, teachers, and their healing energy to this space, and I ask that it is a safe space that allows for the fullest expression of our light, humanity, ascension, and healing. So I'm going to start with the Journey of Love Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So let's dive into this here. Spirit, what messages do you have for Scorpio for this solar eclipse? I'm getting this image of you at like a crossroads, Scorpio, where you're like looking at the signs. It's like you're looking at signposts, and each one has like the miles on it to this different destinations. And I'm almost getting, Scorpio, that there's this way that you're having to navigate change, but you're also not entirely sure. And there's like a directionality that you're looking to or for. There's this sense of like, not so much place, but like looking for a sense of where you're headed. And so, Scorpio, that is interesting energy. I haven't even pulled a single card, and I'm already starting to get energies for you. Ever interesting. Okay. The void. Yeah, that's what it feels like. But the void is also a super creative place. I feel like I want to read this one to you. I really do. Okay. After I brush the cat hair off of it. So the void. Sensual awakening, hidden beauty, the beauty of where you are. I'm going to read the void to you. At the ending of every cycle and the beginning of every cycle, there's a moment of transition. There's a moment of transition. It may last for any amount of time, a moment of feeling or many years of deep inner work whilst feeling displaced. Yeah, the directional signs. Oh my gosh, let me move the microphone a little closer here. Whilst feeling displaced. The transition may require patience to endure the absence of knowing, the lack of certainty about who you are and why you're here on this planet. A void may open up between one moment of meeting with your lover and the seemingly endless stretch of time, even if it is only days that seem like as though they are eternal in duration as you wait to reconnect again. Ooh, I got goosebumps on that. Yet, if you can accept that entry into the cosmic void as preparation for your next cycle of manifestation, if you can accept that darkness is holding you with love, not with unfeelingness, then you can relax and let the preparation be what it must be. Then you can be well equipped for the next steps forward on your glorious divine adventure in this lifetime, meeting the beloved, whether divine or human lover, in a fresh, new moment. Excited, open, curious always. This oracle brings you guidance. There are parts of your own process unfolding that you simply cannot know about yet. It will not always be this way, but for now, it is most helpful for you to only deal with what is immediately before you. All else will be shown when the time is right. There is growing to be done, and then the void will bring forth the next step on your path to meet you. You do not have to worry, and you do not have to search. Be present, be patient. When you can do something, do it. When you cannot, just be. Your time will soon come. If you are holding a question about relationship, surrender it to the void and let it become what it must be according to spiritual wisdom and love. Wow. Scorpio. This could have something to do with, like, if you have a Scorpio north or south node, this could be a huge shift for you. Wow. This is incredible. And, it comes down to, it talked about do not worry, being patient. And I'll just read to you again this book that fell off the bookshelf. That quote in there. Do your worrying before you place your bet. And like I picked it up and I flipped it open to the page that it fell onto. And it was this one. So do your worrying before you place your bet, not after the wheel starts turning. I think this is a call to like really clear up your manifestations, Scorpio, and to make sure that you're manifesting from this place of love and this place of connection, as opposed to this place of feeling disconnected or in that worry. So we have the void, sensual awakening, and hidden beauty. I feel like this is sort of like the beginning of the chapter. This is the beginning of the chapter. Sensual awakening. I almost get that this is like a sixth sensual awakening, like your sixth, seventh, and eighth senses, like the extra ones, extra sensory perception, waking up, and it's like the hidden beauty, the things that this perception opens up to you, is really what the real story is here. This is what this is sort of where more things are becoming apparent to you that weren't previously. Yeah, I feel like this is where a lot of things are. You're opening up to yourself. You're opening up to your gifts. A lot of third crown chakra, third eye crown chakra energy on this, as well as some throat chakra. So it could be speaking. Like there could be something to do that you have to speak up about, or there's just the articulation of ideas that you have or get. So the void, Spirit, can you please clarify this for Scorpio? Whoa. Crossroads, definite crossroads energy here. But it's not an indecisive one. It's more so that I'm almost getting that there's no good option. Like it doesn't feel right. And that's where it's like you have to be in this place of being open to messages from, crossroads, a lot of crossroads energy here. You have to almost be open to wisdom from Spirit, because it's like that's the only way. Your open heart chakra is the way you're going to connect to energy that will be healing for you, and that will help propel you forward in a place that's connected, and that will be equally connected on the other side of this void. And it's just a void as in like, it's almost like a liminal space, like it's a waiting period. It's like a waiting period. Foucault called it, my grad school stuff, Foucault called it heterotopia, is what I'm hearing, which it sounds like a utopia for hetero folks, but no, it's akin to a liminal space, but in a different way. It's sort of like where time space collapses. I almost feel like the void I'm getting is like where channelers go, like where it's that place that we disappear to get wisdom from. And I think that if you're in the midst of the void outside of a channeling experience, you can feel like it's a waiting period that's just taking forever. But I think Scorpio, I say that with emphasis to hopefully make someone chuckle or guffaw if I'm lucky. But I feel like this is really you. This is about you connecting to the wisdom of where you are, and the wait and the pause. This sort of like divine, like, I guess I heard like blobbery. I don't even know. It's like this divine in-between where if you were channeling, it would be giving you wisdom, and there's wisdom in it as well, but it's because there's attachment to some kind of outcome that you're like, no, this is actually a void that's horrible, Scorpio. Lovers. Again, crossroads, choice. There's a choosing energy. Oh my goodness. I think, there's one in here. Okay. I think that there's a call, like when you're compelled, when you arrive at specific choice points. To me, this is about what will feel most balanced, and what will feel like you're trying to swim upstream in a river that is, overflowing its banks after a rainfall, right? I just got that image of like you're being carried away, like swept away by something, and that's like resistance, that's conflict, right? So you want to go into the place that's more in a place of balance for you. So it's like choosing the more balanced perspective, choosing the more balanced context, the more balanced person. Like, I mean, but balance is something that can be slippery too, right? Like that can show a bunch of different things. So it doesn't always just show one thing necessarily. So this Five of Wands, though, I think that's also like an initiation process, I just heard. So like maybe the waiting period is how you're being initiated into something. And not not as in hazing, but initiated as in you needed the wait, because if you tried to do anything a minute sooner, it would have been really destructive as opposed to the life that it could give you otherwise, if that makes sense. I don't know where all this is coming from, but Scorpio, I'm leaning into it. So this sensual awakening, I'm hearing like sixth sensual awakening, eighth sensual awakening, sixth, seventh, and eighth sense, temperance, more balance. I think that this is more of a call for balance as remedial. I'm hearing remedial balance. That's giving you access to these additional senses, these sensory experiences. I think you have to just be connected to the possibility of information meeting you in this sort of waiting period. And I think that this is where the waiting period is waking up something to you. Yeah, waking up some kind of fire in you, waking up, there's like a spark that it's causing in you, Scorpio. And the waiting period it could just be not waiting for a specific person, but waiting for something you feel on the horizon. And that's this awakening, is that the waiting process has awakened something in you that isn't about attachment, but that is more so connected to this weight, right? Like this weight. How am I trying to say this? The weight is connected more so, less to attachment and more to shifts in your perception and understanding of where you are. That we're in. It's not a spark of inspiration. There's a sense, though, that there's something else about your energy that's waking up, Scorpio. I'm frustrated because I can't find the right words to describe all of the stuff coming through. And it's coming through quite fast, so it's like it's not... yeah. Spirit, can you ground the energy, please? Thank you. I'm just going to hold my hematite. So I think that this Ace of Wands for you... there's something new that you're aware of. My cat is wanting out. Go ahead. Okay, sorry about that, Scorpio. My darling child. So my cat, that is. The Ace of Wands here to me says that there's something new, something that's new that will be sparked by this kind of extrasensory awareness. I could hear my cat at the door again. So this extrasensory awareness is giving birth to a different kind of awareness. There's going to be information coming to you that may feel like it needs to be grounded. I feel like I'm getting that energy with my cat going in and out. It's just this, even she agrees, that needing to ground more to stay in balance. That way, I almost get this sensation of like, that's how you're grounding messages from the divine. Divine messages, it could be Archangel Michael, like messages that are divinely guided and sent in. That are sent into you, and that it's like this is your interpretation of them, but this is the sort of facts about them, and it's meant to be more inspiring. But I feel like you could think of it as a burden perhaps if you are not grounding, and that's where I needed to connect. That's where it just felt disconnected. I had to reach for the hematite because I was like, it just felt out of whack to me. very not misaligned. Oh, the light went out. Not misaligned, but again, more grounding, right? Like this, these little distractions and little, I'm hearing sieves on your energy are going to be important to note, Scorpio. So what else do you have for me, Spirit, for Scorpio? Death, yeah, your card. So this is you showing up in your element. This is amazing. So this is super powerful, showing up in this sort of extrasensory perception of the situation or of a situation. I think it's allowing you to see the dawn of a new day instead of destruction and things like that. The reason why I look at this here and I see these two pillars are often, that's in the moon card, right? These two pillars are in the moon card. But instead of the moon rising, it's more of the sun. A new day is rising. And I think that the death card to me represents fertility. In some people are probably thinking like, what? But it's the fertility after transformation, right? I think about seasons and I think about the smell of the woods in fall, right? I think about the smell of the woods after a rainfall in spring. That smells like, that's, if the death card had a smell, that's what it would smell like to me. At equally letting things go, but equal parts and perhaps even more so, it's about regeneration and new growth. So I think that there's something new that is going to be made aware to you, or you're going to be made aware of through this, through a sort of connection to your senses. Heightened senses is like a heightened awareness is what I'm hearing, Scorpio. Okay, so I mean, straight up, it could be a relationship, new contracts. You want this here? Okay, that's fine. Very straightforward, but it could also be entering into a new kind of contract with the divine. A new kind of contract with the divine. Like cycles where it's what enlivens you. And like I'm getting the wheel turning again, like that quote. I'll read it to you again. That quote about the wheel turning. Do your worrying before you place your bet, not after the wheel starts turning. So it's almost like productively, wherever you can, productively worry. While you're in this void, productively worry the world. That's a cycle, right? That's a cycle ending. Productively worrying before. And this is also your energy. So this is fixed signs. So Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. But I think that this, like, it's almost made like the way that you've been doing things before. This is Saturnian energy. And this to me is like not only cycles ending, but like things shifting and shifting and moving. And it's things changing. But this hidden beauty, I think, is about you kind of hiding away. There's something that's hidden away, or like you've hidden away from the light of this sense, this awareness. Possibly also this void out of fear. Like there's a fear of this. There's a fear of this. Interesting. I don't get that there's a fear as much as like maybe you didn't think that you deserved it, Scorpio. Maybe there's a deserving. Yeah, this like worry. It's like being caught up in your head on the one hand. I'm hearing, but in terms of the tactility of the worries themselves, it's like what's real or perceived. This is very Piscean energy in the wheel again. It's like what's real here and what's not. And it's almost like there's been a temporary negative outlook on this void. And the freedom that you're reaching a sense of freedom through this. I almost get this as showing up as like lunar, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, like this pair that's sort of spiraling around one another. And this is like, I'm getting the image of this being like Neptunian energy in Pisces, right? I'm getting though, Scorpio, that there's something that you have to get really real with yourself about. There's a need to move through illusion that like it's not just the things that keep you up at night, but it's the stuff that you start thinking about and get into like worry spirals about when you wake up. like to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or whatever. Like you wake up to have a glass of water, whatever it is. And it's like, it just like, it hits you all at once. Like it all comes crashing in on you. And it's like this weight, like instead of feeling freed by this sensory experience, it's like you're feeling the weight of it. Cause this came across as a black hole, and black holes, when you throw things into it, I mean, not that we stand out there and on spaceships and be like, let's like pitch rocks in, right? That would be a really funny movie though. Like part of a movie at least, like skipping stones through a black hole. But black holes, nothing can exist in them. So the gravity crushes everything. And it's almost like that's been your perception of this void, this waiting period. But Scorpio, there's liberation here. And I think you need to know that the liberation is not just in like, this isn't like manifesting dreaming. This is like you connecting to this higher awareness that's uplifting your spirits, because it's connecting to shit that's actually coming to fruition. It's connecting to things that you can't see, but that are on their way. And it's like you disconnect from that by sinking into these lower vibrations. And what it does is it sort of facilitates this, like it makes the fears more real than these like higher, these like sixth, seventh, and eighth senses that are delivering information to you. Because the swords on the wall, you can reach up and touch them at night, right? But sometimes it's easy to discount manifesting as anticipation, and anticipation alone, or wishful thinking, that kind of thing, right? So Scorpio, this is really interesting. Spirit, can you tell me about how this is our fundamental and foundational flourishing for Scorpio for this eclipse? I think you're learning how to be a better advocate for yourself, and I just heard for your higher self. Like you're being a better advocate for your higher self, Scorpio. Oh, that was a non-shuffle. The wheel, there it is. I knew I could feel that energy in here. The wheel and the Nine of Cups. This is like the wheel turning in your favor. So it's like, get the worry out. I'll read that quote to you again. Because the worry, right? I've gone back to this quote a couple times, but that's fine. Do your worrying before you place your bet, not after the wheel starts turning. And that's letting your success mechanism work for you. Relax and let your success mechanism work for you. And do your worrying before you place your bet, not after the wheel starts turning. So it's almost like, have your productive worry before, because once the wheel starts turning, this is what's on the other side of it. And you won't be able to see these cups. You won't be able to see the blessing, the good in what's happening if you're in this worry place. And I think that this is definitely, Seven of Wands can be, whoa, my ears started ringing. Oh, that's so loud. This is boundaries, but this is also possible defensiveness, but this is also being a better advocate for your higher self, I think, Scorpio. Being a better advocate for your higher self. Being a wholehearted advocate, throwing your whole self into it for your higher self. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to pull from the chakra deck here for you, Scorpio. So Spirit, can you give me messages for Scorpio for this solar eclipse in Taurus? Messages for Scorpio, please. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have protection. And this is very much connected to this void energy, right? I release the need for armor and protection as I recognize that I am always guided and safe. The more I let go of fear and mistrust, the more protected I feel. It is safe for me to choose love and possibility over fear and hopelessness. I trust in my light, the divine light, and the wisdom that ensues from the alchemy of spirit and matter. All is perfect just as it is. Yeah, it's like it's like making a choice. You have to make a choice. You have to choose love over fear. That's what we've been doing. That's what we're doing. That's why I wanted to do a course in creativity. It's choosing love over fear, protection. And I think that's how you protect yourself. That's how you advocate for your higher self here, is this release the need for armor and protection as you recognize that you are always guided and safe. And the more I let go of fear and mistrust, the more protected I feel. It's safe for me to choose love and possibility over fear and hopelessness. I trust in the wisdom that ensues from the alchemy of spirit and matter, extrasensory perception. Yeah. This, I think it's like you need to know that it's like no matter what happens, you'll be safe, like you'll be protected. Spirit, can I get some additional messages for Scorpio, please? Additional messages for Scorpio. Courage. Who else got that? There was somebody else that did. I'm inclined to say Libra. I have the strength, courage, and willpower to face my fears and see my desires, dreams, and goals through to completion. I release the need to be anything other than who I am in order to succeed. I believe in myself and have the courage to fail and succeed. I am possible. So I think that this is, I feel like this is going to take courage, but the courage isn't in the doing of this. The courage is in the integration of the knowing that you're protected. It's in the integration of knowing that you're protected and guided. Spirit, can you give me additional messages for Scorpio, please? Integrity. I am aligned, and this is crown chakra. I am aligned with my higher truth and am deeply and lovingly honest with myself. I listen to the truth in my heart and know what is right within me, aware that many truths can exist. I am ethical and integrous in my actions. I have integrity. I think this is about being honest with yourself, but without letting it kind of carry you away. And I think sometimes we just have to be honest with ourselves that we're worried, and then we can sort of integrate and become that best advocate, right? We don't have to show up wearing armor. We can just show up with honesty, the truth, right? The Ace of Swords, which is also being held by the Sphinx here. It's holding a sword, the truth. That's, I think, the truth is what I just heard. The truth is what makes the world and the world go round, but it's the wheel. But the world is here still. But integrity, I think that integrity allows us to stand in. It's sort of like I'm hearing coherence. Like there's a coherence that develops in us, in our frequency, that is like out of balance when we start to not be honest with ourselves. So I'll read that again to you. I am aligned with my higher truth and am deeply and lovingly honest with myself. I listen to the truth in my heart and know what is right within me, aware that many truths can exist. I am ethical and integrous in my actions. So that is beautiful energy as well, Scorpio. So this is fantastic energy for you. I think with this, there's like deep transformation here, but there's also deep truth. There's deep truth. This void is, I think, going to be a tremendous gift for you. So if you're finding that you're feeling out of alignment, or there's shifts taking place regarding like your north and south node in alignment with the destiny point, like as the solar and lunar eclipses do affect those points in our chart, I feel like the north and south node, something's shifting for you, Scorpio. Something's shifting. Miracles Now deck. Spirit, can you please give me some messages for Scorpio for their Taurus solar eclipse reading here? Whoa, thank you so much. I dish out compliments sincerely and liberally. This is about matching words with intentions, but also about not sugarcoating things related to yourself either, Scorpio. Like being very honest with yourself. When I feel emotionally distressed or overwhelmed, I turn to my breath. And that's where I get this energy of like this void and it's like not being able to see things. As maybe meditation is going to be quite helpful for you. 2828 was just on the time. Meditation may be really helpful for you, as will just slowing down, like having this sort of divine slowdown period. Divine slowdown. So it's very religious imagery, so I amend the wording to fit more of my, like, what resonates for me. So, and spirit shall wipe away all tears. And spirit shall wipe away all tears. You do not walk alone. Spirit and the angels hover near and all about. Their love surrounds you, and of this be sure, that you will never be comfortless. Wow, that's a big message for you in the void, Scorpio. You will never be comfortless. What would that mean for you? What would that mean to you to never be without comfort? Like we feel loneliness sometimes. We feel aloneness, but like comfortless. Wow, that's certainly a vibe of the void, right? You do not walk alone. The angels and guides hover, spirit and the angels hover near and about. Their love surrounds you, and of this be sure, you will never be comfortless. Wow. I feel like that's a message to say keep going. Keep going. Scorpio, wherever you are, keep going. And that's again the protection here, right? Protection. So dang, Scorpio, this was your reading. If this resonated for you, please like and subscribe. It helps me to grow the channel and to continue to do this, which I'm so grateful to do. So thank you so much for your energy that you give here and on all of the love that you've been giving through likes, comments, and views. Thank you so much. If you want to connect in other ways, you can do so through the videos on this channel. So check those out. But if this is where we part, Scorpio, I hope you have a wonderful solar eclipse, and wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, that it finds you surrounded in and by so much love and so much comfort. All right. Take care, Scorpio.